a finale. A finale. Very honestly, I went through this pretty quick. I'm pretty proud of myself for that. Hopefully, we can end things out with a bang. Hopefully, we have some fun moments together. Nothing I think I really am desiring at this point. I'm pretty pleased, especially with how the last episode ended, that they can do anything here, and I will absolutely not care. We're probably running a poll right now. Go check that out if you want to vote on what's next. It may have already ended, actually. It may not even be up yet. I literally have no idea. It depends on when this video is going to get up. So go check out the community tab and maybe have a say in that. If not, you can just go check, I guess, what show we're going to end up doing next. If you like it all, hit the like and subscribe to me, not to me. Feel free to stick around for the discussion. Stick around, I guess, for after the discussion. We'll talk about the series overall a little bit, but I don't think I'm going to have too much to really say. There's nothing like crazy for me to go into. It's pretty simplistic with, I think, the way that I feel about it. But we'll talk about that for a little bit afterwards. And yeah, let's get going, though, with our finale of Nichijou, episode 26. Whose birthday? Oh my god. This is huge. No OP. They're filling out the content. How do they know it's her birthday, by the way? Well, she's a robot. We just gotta make one, you know? Just a party. It doesn't have to be a birthday. Aww. Let's go. No, of course. Yeah, not surprised. She doesn't have any. Poor Mio. We'll call it even. No. Surprise. Oh, keep a secret. Can you do that? You don't mean that. Why would you say that? You did. True. Are you gonna be able to do that? Why? She just came out and said it. What? Why did it come up so easy? Should also be the question. Oh! What if it's way bigger? She can't even walk. It's like pocket sized. No, but a little bit closer, maybe. Oh. Oh, she lost it. Well, guess we're putting it back on. No! Just run out the house before she can put it back on. No! You just gotta leave. Take it off. You pissed her off today. Take it off. Can you, if you can do it in no time, can you do it before she leaves? I feel like she's gonna get distracted and not do it. It was probably you, Polito, dude. Loser. Oh no! Just expose the boy. I mean, we knew it was him, let's be honest. Who else would be doing it? Put it back. His voice too is so good there.
最近の若者の言ってください。
このチャッチ法を片付けちゃうんですか？わかりました。じゃあこの脱裁縫も持ってっちゃいますね。おーい、
He wants the lame one. That's so fucked up.
お気になさらずに。
じゃあさっきの屈裁縫と一緒に持ってっちゃいます。
And the gross one. Why you so rude? Why is that on the why? Nobody's gonna mention it.
なんだ、関口いたのか。一番に来ようと思ってブラックバードすっ飛ばしてきたのに。
I took the blackbird to get here early. Come on, Sekiguchi, say it. Oh.
え、マジで？
さすがミオちゃん、太っ腹。大丈夫？もうゆっこ強く叩きすぎ。
Don't know your own strength.
おっと。
Oh. Saved.
ごめん。ちゃんに今日行っていいって聞いた。
Nah, she's just gonna show
すっ
up.
かり忘れてた。
She's not doing anything.
よし、じゃあちょっと
No, no, no. Yoko.
それじゃダメだって今日行っていいだけでいいんだよ。分かってるって。
No, you don't. You do not.
私が行くってできます。
Nope, you're actually the last person I think I would want to.
ごめんプリ、ちょっとナノちゃんところ行ってくる。全は急げ。
They'd live to see another day. No!
すみません。
気にするな。
I love how he just laughs everything off.
本当にす
You
みません。
clearly were in a rush.
すみませんでした。わっちゃ
See, look, his boy's there. Like, why was he not there to help him when his glasses got messed up?
ー。私の方こそごめんね。
You go. Clearly you got something important to say and do. Is that what you actually wanted? Oh. Oh. No, Sakura, get out the way.
廊下は静かに。
Oh. Look at her face. Everything's just falling into place. Oh no.
ナノちゃん探してたんだよ。そうなんですか？実は。
Your whole arm just came off. Put it back, put it back, put it back. So she already knows.
そんなことより今日ナノちゃん家行っていい？はい。あ、そうだ。
She doesn't do anything else.
それはサプライズなので言えます。じゃ
Let's
あまた後でね。
go! I'm so fucking happy this is back. Sakamoto's here too. We had nothing weird happen. What the fuck? What's she doing? Not this. Every time it's this music, some stupid ass shit goes down. Nobody talks either in these scenes. So it's just the stupidest thing. Or they do, but they say like what the— oh my god. Nice catch. I used that to cut. Crazy momentum. No. Solid as a rock. Drop it from a height. What? Nothing though.
なんだよいつもいつも。
大将大将なのか？
Boss.
大将
中村。
探してたんだぞ大将。無事でよかった。あ、なんで逃げるんだ？私を忘れたのか？
Is she the...
ねえから逃げるんだよ。
そうな
Oh.
んだよ。
What the fuck? So that's why she was after him. I was wondering that why she didn't... Oh.
どうした大将？さあお風呂だよ。大将、それじゃあ行ってくる。しまった。
Caged. Treated him like shit.
出てきて大将。大将。
早く行ってくれ。
He's living a better life now. Oh.
こんにちは。
Talk about him go.
ここでいつでも会える。
Yeah, this is the first time we've seen him. Oh.
大将優先だ。
She does care about him.
黒猫を見なかったか？
中村先生のお家黒猫さんいるんですか？
まあな。ちょっと逃げてしまってな。
私の家にも黒猫さんいるんですよ。
そうか。
私も一緒に探していいですか？
おう、悪いな、しの。
No, Sakamoto. Don't make him go back.
先生の猫さんの名前なんて言うんですか？
Balls.
大将だ。
坂本さんって言うんですよ。
おかしな名前だな。
ほんとおかしな名前ですよね。
Mm.
可愛いですか？
あ、
大将可愛いですか？
She's like, ours kind of is. It's kind of a dick.
中村も悪気があってやったわけじゃねえしな。
She never did.
しかし、ああヘマばかり
Yeah.
されたら。
She's just kind of a mess of a person. It's a bit unfortunate.
待て。今も大して変わんなくねえか。天秤が微動だにしねえ。
But isn't it more fun now?
大将見に行っていいですか？
Having in.
おう、来い。いつでも来い。明日来い。
じゃあ失礼します。
I'm gonna get home. There's a party. This is also perfect because it gives them time to set up before she gets there, if they want to.
くそーどっちに行っても最悪じゃねえか。
Did Sakamoto make it home?
ちっちゃいやつ。
Oh,
できたんですか博士？坂本にまた踏まれました。坂本さんまたすぐ作ります。
mm.
でもこんなに簡単に取れたんですね。自分で取ろうとしても全然取れなかったのに。それはね。
Okay, well that answers my question. That's fucked up.
なるほど。
That's actually fucked.
入れるのは何度でも入れれるけど。
Why would I do
そう
that?
なんだ。人がなくなっちゃうんだ。だなあ、そんな機能。ネジしまっとかなきゃ。
Yeah, before they suspect anything. You do have the hole in your uniform though, too, right? Oh.
今までよりみんなと仲良くできるかな。みんなとどこか遊びに行ったり、もっと普通で楽しい日常が待ってるか
It
ら。
has nothing to do with your key.
そんなことより今日ナノちゃんち行っていい？
Didn't even care that your arm just came off.
なら可愛いからで。
Mm. Part of your charm.
ナノちゃんはナノちゃんだし、それでいいんじゃない？今日はそれを言いに来たのだった。
Yeah. Awesome. I love that she's starting to think about that. It's okay to be you. They like you for you.
ナノちゃん、ナノ。
娘。
せーの、ナノちゃん。じゃーん。誕生日おめでとう。ケーキ買ってきたよ。あ、あいおいさん。
Oh, she put it back on.
どうして？ふっふっふ。サプライズですよ。サプライズ。ケーキ、ケーキ食べるケーキ。
I can say, calm down.
ちょっと博士。ほらほら博士。
No. No.
なんてこった。
That's okay. Nano has cake inside of her, right?
こっちにもう一つ。
Oh. No.
どういうこと？ だろう。私
Aw.
の誕生日。
Hmm.
ちっちゃいやつ作ってきた。博士。
She doesn't need it.
確かにこのネジがあって不便だったし、ものすごーく取りたかったんですけど、私このままがいいです。え、このちっちゃいのはね、ナノが嬉しくなっちゃって。
But you're keeping that.
ヒヒヒ。
Ah.
そうだ、博士、このケーキ持って行ってもらっていいですか？博士？もう何やってんの二人とも。弥生さんだ。
Wouldn't want it any other way.
ここにはそこ。ずるい、博士もやる。舞ちゃん、それよりなんというか整えないと。服物。いや、だから整えないと。
Aw.
舞ちゃん、ストップストップ。
Sakamoto, go hang out with him. Ah, he's leaving school. Aw.
どうしたの、みおちゃん。なかなか
I like how she has her own on her desk.
何言ってんの？くしゃみなんて気合で止まるもんだよ。じゃあ気合い入れるまでのくしゃみを止めるにはどうしたらいいの？
You explode from the inside.
止めるしかない。無理無理。
単純なバカがいる。
What a beautiful finale. They're really, really excellent, I think, at kind of bringing so much of what it felt like we were building ourselves towards, especially in the later half of the season, right after the initial school arc kind of began. We became a little bit more focused with some ideas and things that we were doing, spanning certain skits or scenarios and things out from beginning episode all the way till end, starting around probably what, episode 13ish, I think. So basically core 2 change, starting all the way through there, really elevating the series to kind of something else and bringing us to such an excellent point for them to kind of end things off here. And I'm so pleased with the way that they went about that, being able to finally have that moment that I've really been wanting, where it felt like Nana was like a part of something, a part of the group, the family, you know, of everybody else involved here. They came to celebrate something about her, their relationship and friendship with her. She seemed like she was enjoying herself. It wasn't like okay, we're just having fun on the outside with Hakusei the whole time, but she's actually present in the moment when it's going on. And it's so good. And bringing the realization to her of something that if you want to go back and listen to my lengthy discussion in episode 1, which is the only time that we've really had one of that kind of caliber, of how there's room for improvement on the series with developing its characters. And this is such a beautiful example of how it can be done so well in such a simplified story. We started episode 1. It was very apparent that Nano had issues with herself, with being who she actually is, seeing herself as she is, wanting to be somebody else, and not seeing the things that other people may see in you for being exactly what you are, and wanting to change your appearance or the way that you are based on these standards that you're trying to live up to, or these things that you think will make everything all right, when in reality people will grow to like you for who you are. She's not comfortable in herself and who she is, and we can visibly see that over so many episodes leading all the way up to this one, where the big issue starting episode 1, my key, I don't feel normal with it, ends up coming, maybe that's okay that I don't feel that way. Maybe it's okay because look at all these people in my life who appreciate me, who are here for me. They've come to celebrate me. They've asked to hang out with me and be with me and do all these things, regardless of what I've been trying to put up. I'm not a robot, right? But at the same time, every time that that's kind of come up, has that ever really been this big of a point where somebody's been like only liking me for that, but they take an interest in my personality and things about me outside of that? I mean, my arm literally came off earlier in this day, and this girl in front of me was just like, don't worry about that. Can I come over though? Can we hang out? Like, is that something else? It's such a good way for them to develop that. and they do it so excellent, seamless throughout every episode here. Slow progression as it continues to come, especially in core 2. First one kind of building us up for a lot of the things and getting you familiarized with the characters, who they are, personalities, and the kind of dynamic between so many of them, to be able to then throw you on some sort of development going through the second one. And they do such an excellent job at really capping that off. And they play it to perfection with having a joke from the beginning of the episode of, we're going to make a small key and we're going to replace it and we're going to let you feel more normal and your back's going to be smooth, right? All of that. To the point that, no, actually, we just put this behind it so that now when you're excited, we really do get to see it spin around. Fucking brilliant way of doing it. So good. Absolutely lovely, too. We need to throw a party for Nanao. We need to do it. And I love how everybody comes together. Of course, nobody has their wallet and it all falls on Mia. You gotta feel bad for the girl. You really do. I also love her coming to terms with, like, actually openly telling everybody about her feelings and everything and declaring that, and the mom just listening in. No, with the small key, we take it off. I love the invention of only others can take it off and not you. Such a good way of them openly kind of explaining that. And Sakamoto ends up breaking it, of course, because she loses it, and we'll have to put it on a little bit later, which it changes their world. Stupid between the vice principals. I love bringing a lot of the characters back into it as well, so that they all have like kind of a close off moment. While there's plenty that I wish that we didn't. This isn't, from what I'm aware, at least, you guys can let me know, I don't believe this was the end of the actual manga itself at the time, and I know it did continue up recently again, but for probably where it was at the time and whatever the initial ending was prior to them kind of restarting it, I believe this probably wasn't the end point. I mean, it could have been, but I believe, I mean, and maybe if it was, they may have cut out some other skits kind of here and there, that maybe would have give us better developments or ends to certain characters and things that we wished for. And even if they didn't, there's nothing wrong with that. It is some others I wish, you know, of course, that we did get a little bit more moments with, you know, maybe some other stuff with Sasahara, and some other stuff with like Sakurai Sensei and the other teacher and all of that. But it's okay. There's no real complaint or issue there. I love these two, though, finally coming back and having this moment since their rivalry that they've always had together, bringing in the statue and being like, oh, they must like me so much more. They brought this one back, but in reality, it's him just shipping it out. And I love the guy just calling it like lame, and the other one's Chris. Bringing this to school, fucking insane. And he comes and saying Gucci's already here first thing in the morning. It's so cute. I like the development a little bit with their relationship. Well, nothing's really changed too much, but just, you know, them wanting to kind of be around each other and always be with each other. It's been pretty cute, and I've definitely enjoyed that. Asking Nano if we can hang out. Nobody did it, but we have to go do it. She's literally the worst one to go and do it. We're running into everybody, them all just being like, nah, you're good. You go for it. Do your fucking thing. And just kind of understanding and seeing that in the process. The complete disaster of a scenario. Until she's like, oh, sorry about your arm. But of course, it doesn't matter. We just want to hang out. We just want to do that. Focused on only what she is. I'm so happy Rock, Paper, Scissors is back. One last time and nothing bad happens in the process. Sakamoto's with us too. It's so awesome. Entire skit just breaking the pumpkin. Nothing will work. It's completely extra but extremely fun at the same time. This moment where she goes and it comes out and creates like a lion or tiger or something in the process is so good. Sakamoto, former boss, he runs into her. So I don't remember. I'm struggling now because I know there's something that I was going to say. I think it was last episode and I didn't say it in the moment, but I think it was something. I think it was when she went over or something along those lines of her unawareness. It was like to Sakamoto, or like it felt like weird, like there was something, like it felt like she was supposed to know, or she should have known about him, I think, because it was a scenario where the first episode we see her chasing the black cat is the assumption, because he doesn't have the thing on, that she was chasing after Sakamoto. That's the way that I felt, right? So we get to see her being like, okay, she's aware of the family, like in the dynamic and everything, and everybody involved, so she's trying to chase after this thing to have a piece that's kind of close, and that's a way of her kind of luring in Nano in a way, or going to like visit and finding her and actually having a valid excuse and all of this in the process. So then it was like a little weird, I think last episode or maybe one of the other ones, where it seemed like she wasn't actually aware of him, which made me question that. I think that was weird. So it definitely seems like she wasn't like overly researched or into any of this stuff, because also she would assume like and know who Hakusei is and all this, and she didn't. So it is good to note that this was actually something else entirely, and it's awesome that they had this set up like right from the beginning of this being the cat that we end up getting and running away from her, and of course how things would end up bringing the two of you together. It's so awesome. trying to create some sort of plan, but instead the boss is something else. It's really sad too, because it is somebody you can clearly see did care greatly for the pet and everything that they had, but just like could not take care of them correctly in the slightest. And I wouldn't want him to go back, right? I wouldn't want him to be removed from such a fun family and everything that we see him. And despite the way that he acts, you know, and how immature and everything is, like at the other home, and he's not sure what he wants and everything, he definitely has so much more fun, it seems like, where he currently is at. We end up making our way home. I thought that they were going to come over a little bit before that, take off the key because we're making the smaller one, and now everybody's here, and in the process she starts reflecting on absolutely everything. It's so sweet, and it's such an excellent way of them doing it, her tearing up a little bit in the process of thinking about that it's okay for her to be who she is. The cake disasters over and over, and her even just thinking about it while being in this room. They get it right on her birthday too, of course. What a coincidence. We put on the little one inside. We're gonna throw the other one back on. So while she says I didn't want to lose it, it didn't matter. And it's a straight disaster between everybody here. I wish Sakamoto hung out with them in the process too, but it's fun, and we get to see her involved in it and not just kind of on the outside looking in like we have seen before. And I love him taking back off and going back home. Truly adorable, truly excellent finish and development all the way through that leads us to this ending that we have here, and I'm extremely happy about it. With the series as a whole, like I said at the beginning, I'm not gonna have too much I really want to say. Some of that you can go listen to the first part of the discussion where we talk about, you know, the development of Nanao and stuff all the way through, but such an excellent way for them to kind of develop us on a overall arc and everything in the process. Overall, it's probably like one of my favorite overall like straight comedy skit animes that I've seen, and I haven't seen a bunch, and I've seen a couple. Overall, like comedies and stuff too, definitely significantly up there, and it was a fantastic enjoyment. And I think it's something that got elevated even more by me being able to watch it on camera, because typically, like, I do pump up myself a little bit more, if that makes sense. Like I act out things a little bit more. I laugh a little bit more. Like I'm very more expressive, I would say, when I'm doing these things on camera. And it's just one of those things you kind of have to be, I feel like. And maybe sometimes I'm overdoing it. Maybe sometimes I'm underdoing it. Who knows? It's all, I would say, in the preference of the person who's kind of watching it. But it's not necessarily too far removed, I think, from me as a person, right? And that's something that I've kind of gone through with all the series that I do and the way that I approach them. And if the series is funny, trying to laugh it up and actually enjoy myself and have fun. If the series is serious moments, try and take them serious, try and feel them, be present in that moment. Because it's that sort of thing. I've watched plenty of content and things over, you know, the time before deciding to start this channel. What did I like in a lot of the things that I watched, right? How many times I would watch like a comedy and I would get pissed that somebody's taking it a little too serious. How many times would I watch like a moment that's like very serious and important to me at a point that made me emotional or something about it, and the person's just kind of laughing their way through it or not really living it up like kind of in that moment or feeling that and understanding where the characters and the things are coming from, and they're just kind of stuck in their own head. Oh, you should have done this, instead of feeling why the character's doing the things they're doing or in the situation that they're kind of in, you know? And I've experimented with that a lot, I think, as the channel's kind of developed and we've gotten to this point. And I've never really done like strict comedies, like just straight on them. But I've done like a variety of other shows that do definitely have some elements and stuff in it. And I think we've done maybe like one or two that have like strong focuses on it. And I always try to kind of laugh it up and do this stuff because it's just fun, you know, it's enjoyable to be able to smile and laugh at things. And there are things, of course, that I would probably act out that way, I would say, along the process on my own. And if I was sitting at home, but would I like laugh it up as much as I kind of am? Am I openly expressive in like the way that I speak and do these things? Would I be alone? Probably not as much, right? So it's a fun environment to like really get myself out and doing this. Similar, I guess, if I had like friends or something that I was watching this in the environment and being able to kind of openly laugh. It was something that I would do before I would watch stuff with a bunch of like friends. We'd watch like anime and like do things like that, and I haven't done that in a little bit of time now. But before, we would pick shows and do that stuff together, and it was always a fun experience because you would be able to have those moments. So it almost feels like I'm kind of reliving but playing it up a little bit more in the process here, and I hope you guys definitely enjoyed it for that and for what I kind of tried to make it out to be and what we ended up doing, you know, because I definitely enjoyed myself, and it's always fun to just now have something I could just throw on, laugh with, and not worry too much. Be like, I got 30 minutes to record today. We don't have to do a long discussion. We don't have to take things too serious. My brain hurts from watching, the last episode of Evangelion. Let me watch this instead, right? Like, we can do something along that. And it made things extremely fun. Now, I guess enough about me. We can talk a little bit more about the show a little bit. But like I said, overall, fantastic for straight gag humor, what it's going for, comedy overall. And the characters and everything in it, extremely lovable, extremely enjoyable, I would say. It made me happy just to watch another KyoAni show on the channel. They mean so much to me about the series and stuff that I have seen. Do definitely mean so much, and plenty of them are in my top favorites of all time. So being able to, of course, watch another, and especially one of the earliest ones that they've did, if not the earliest, I actually don't know. I don't think this is the earliest. I think maybe Haruhi probably came before it, right? I don't know. I'd have to actually go check. But being up there and being in such a unique style, and them taking something that typically isn't like the most over-the-top animated thing and really making it something extra and special, it was pretty important, like pretty fascinating too for them to have here. And I really, really enjoyed that. So like top of the line animation, top of the line direction, I think that we could say. And then the characters themselves being so excellent and just fun and enjoyable for us to actually have. With our main trio of schoolgirls that we have, with Yuko being such a delight, her being so oblivious to so many things and just being kind of stupid while being able to be called out on that at multiple points. She's the one who really can lift things up and make things interesting between our dynamic, which I think was so good. And all the characters played off of each other really well, having kind of your straight man and Mio a little bit, right? While she definitely has her faults and those things behind her that we unfold as time goes on, we definitely get to see how she fits so well into the group that she's in, while having somebody like Yuko who's on the complete other side basically of her, but also having somebody like Mai who is extremely like almost emotionless with a lot of the things that she does, maybe not being able to latch on and fully understand and express that with everybody, but at the same time being so just dumb with the way that she approaches everything. And she was the one character I'd say throughout the show I could never get a full read on like everything that she was going to do or feel or like say. Like she was such an oddball and such a wild card, and they all made for such fun, entertaining moments. And then our household here with the professor was also fantastic. Of course, Hakusei being the bratty little child that she was, but this genius who creating everything and made Nanao in the moment. It was like, she's such a good implementation. She had definitely moments, I would say, like where I could see others maybe not liking her or her coming off annoying, and she definitely did have those moments. But like I said, if you want to live in that moment and like kind of put yourself in the universe a little bit and feel like who she is as a character, or put yourself in like almost her shoes, you'd assume she is a child at the end of the day. So her acting out in the way that she did, even annoying at times, makes plenty of sense for what she was trying to do. And it worked perfectly, because her playing off of somebody like Nano, who's younger than her because she's a creation, being like the mother in the scenario, and Sakamoto kind of just being the cat that's alongside with him, having to put up and deal with it and look after this child, is really awesome. And he's awesome too, of being able to just bring him in, make him talk. We had the fun moment with the crow that we had to bring it to, so just having this moment where we could bring animals in and just talk to them at stupid times was awesome. But just having him involved, and him constantly complaining about him not being a child, or them being like children and the way that they act and do everything. But at the end of the day, all he wanted to do was fuck around and have fun too. But he just could never openly admit it to himself, which was great. Nanao being my favorite character easily throughout this. I loved her so much. There's so much that was just enjoyable. I'll save, going on for 30 minutes about details and everything with her. But she was absolutely adorable. She just, I just, every time that she had a big old smile on her face, I melted. It was so good. And I loved seeing everything about her. So of course, being able to make her be the focus as we go on this arc, as the episodes continued down, was so good. The OPs on both ends were so fun too. They weren't things that like I think I would ever really go back and listen to personally, but they're just so chaotic and extra and just fun. Like they match and fit the show, and there's so much going on visually within them that was great. Same thing with the EDs. The EDs, I actually really loved the choice of constantly changing up the music that they had, especially in the first one, of changing and having like 4 different versions of what they do. The acapella version, so it's still excellent in my opinion, and I go back and actually have that on a playlist and I go back and listen to it. Sometimes it's so good. But very peaceful with the way that they were able to animate. Especially the first one was visually great. But I mean, the second one was extremely extra by fitting so much that they had into it. But they were all so excellent. A couple favorite skits, I guess, off the top of my head I can think of. I think overall my favorite, because I'm always thinking about it, was the initial time we went up to Yuko's dream world with the princess and everybody involved. It was just so like, unique and different at the time for me, that I wasn't like expecting something like that ever to happen, and them creating like their own world and stuff. It was just so excellent. It easily was one of my favorites. There's a bunch of heartwarming moments and things that I love too. Nanao's friendship moment, of course, with Yuko the first time that happened. The end of episode 25 with the friendship note. The end of this with Nanao coming to realization and like conclusions with actually who she is. The involvement in bringing the crow in at the random point was it was so good too. So many good ones. I'm not gonna go through and talk about all of them, but let me know definitely which ones you kind of loved, maybe a certain episode overall, or maybe just certain skits and things that you go back to and you rewatch and think about often. Plenty of side characters and everything that were so excellent that I'm not going to constantly go into and talk. I loved Sasahara though, and I definitely wish that we did have a little more of him, but he was fantastic for the moments that we kind of did, and all the other ones just played their role and they did some great things. Sakurai Sensei being another one, and all the skits that she was in were extremely fun, especially the other professor too. All of him was awesome too. So, and the girl with the ribbon as well, she had some great moments. So plenty of the characters enjoyed. I don't think I have too much more I really want to spill out and say here. I think you guys get the point. You're here for a reason, you know, you understand, and I think I feel the similar way to you, you know. So hopefully you guys definitely enjoyed, and thank you very much for joining me on this journey that we had. I'm gonna watch episode 0. We'll definitely post that too, but this is more so the wrap up and conclusion, because I'm assuming that I'll just have a little less traction to it, being a pilot for what they ended up going into, I'm guessing, right? So we'll get into that and see exactly what it is, but I think you guys kind of get the point. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you liked it all, hit the like and subscribe. Do mean a lot to me. Feel free to check out the other videos in the channel. Leave any comments about shows you might want me to check out at some other point in the future. Look forward to whatever we're going to be watching next. There's going to be a poll up at some point, so whatever we end up deciding to go into, it's going to be another KyoAni show. We're doing KyoAni slot here, basically. I think I have about like 4 or 5 that I'm interested in that they've done that I want to finish, and we're going to go through and we're going to watch the remaining ones that I have. So we'll just do a poll to figure out basically order of which ones we're going to end up doing next. So I don't expect those to maybe do as well view-wise or anything, but that doesn't really bother me. I'm just here for me to have some great stories to kind of go through and watch my favorite studio create some things that I honestly would never sit down and watch on my own time, because I'm extremely lazy to do so. So this gives me a good excuse to do so. So hopefully you guys enjoyed once again. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate the support on this. The series was so excellent for everything. We were getting excellent numbers overall across the board, excellent interaction with comments and everything throughout it as well. So I couldn't have been more pleased for what we ended up getting out of it. I hope you guys really do enjoy. I hope you guys stick around for another one. I hope I see some comments from some of you again in other series going forward. And if not, and this is the end of the road, I appreciate you definitely just for joining me up to this point. So you guys have a good one. Peace.